Hello and welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore and the third instalment of Carlton Club Corner. Since the last episode, the Blues have won their first two games of the year. So let's start with opening round and the 1 point win against Brisbane in Brisbane. Well, I did say there was no excuse and the win was required. That's it. And they did. They won. Actually, it was one of the more incredible games of football I've ever seen, I'll be honest. Not even as a Carlton supporter. After the first quarter, seriously, they were down by 30-odd points, high 30s. And I was getting ready to film another episode of Carlton Club Corner. I was going to go to town on the Blues. Because I was very disappointed with what I saw. Because, I did say their practice match form was terrible. And it was. And it showed in the first quarter and a bit. So, yeah, wasn't happy. But then, halfway through the second quarter, it turned. They decided to start playing. They knew they were at the Gabba, decided to start playing. Led by Captain Cripps, the Blue Boys started to get some momentum going their way. And then in the third quarter, the Blues brothers came out. The Big Bopper Charlie and Harry ignited the Blues, and that was it. We just clawed Brisbane back. Let me take these things off. Clawed Brisbane back. Eventually got in front, and that was it. We played well. We played like we did in the finals last year. Brisbane had their chances to win the game in the last quarter. They missed a few easy shots, so we're lucky to get away with it. Great victory, nonetheless. To come back from 46 points down, it was an amazing comeback. I don't know what else to say. Just, we can't play like that. We can't, coming back from 46 points, it's not going to happen very often, In fact, lucky if it happens once a year in any game, let alone Carlton games. I guess the positive is we're down so much, we're never out of the game. So Vossi can turn around and go, even if they're down 3 or 4 goals at half time or three-quarter time, we're not out of it, boys. We can come back. We did against Brisbane. I know it's a simplistic thing to say, but seriously, any sport is such a mental game, it's not funny. The only sour point in Brisbane was Sam Doherty yet again doing another ACL. Seriously, this guy hasn't been through enough. I feel sick for him. He's had 2 ACLs, I think. He's had 2 bouts of cancer. It's how much more does he have to go through, this guy? But anyway, hope you get better, Doc. We'll see you next year, I suppose. And Carlton, please don't rush him back for finals, whatever. We need to get past that and try and get some of the kids up and going because we know we're not going to be without him. And you know what? Having said that, I wouldn't put it past him. He's been through that much crap in his life, I wouldn't put it past him to make it back for finals if we make finals. We're not there yet. So let's get on to round 1 and Richmond. Leading up to this game, I continually said we can't be losing to Richmond after such a great win against Brisbane. That just, scrubs out the Brisbane win, And again, we got away with it. Won by 4 or 5 points and, really lucky, honestly. Richmond played with 2 less rotations from halftime on and with a Richmond side that, let's be honest, they're not the Richmond of old. Their personnel is not as good. We can't be struggling against the likes of Richmond, honestly. So wake up, Carlton. Seriously, let's not do this rubbish again. We did the same thing last year, and before you hammer me in the comments, let me just tell you. So last year, we played terrible football for the first 4 rounds, right? I'll go through them all. So we drew against Richmond in round 1 after being, 3 or 4 goals up, and we drew because we went defensive, ultra defensive, tried to save the game. Rubbish. Round 2, we beat Geelong by 8 points. And if you remember, by all means go back, they played with half a team. Everyone was injured. They had no one, and we struggled against Geelong. Round 3, we beat GWS by 10 points after being gifted the most ridiculous decision I've ever seen in the game. Within, I think it was 2.5 minutes to go, and we got a decision for us against GWS. I I think it was dissent, right? But wasn't during the play. It was just there was a throw-in or something, and the umpire paid a free kick at the top of the square to Carlton for GWS dissent, which is I've never heard of that. But anyway,
it's not holding the dissent. All clear, Fleury? All clear and dissent. So it's going to be a Carlton free kick. Here, dissent. So
all clear behind.
It's not what he said.
And then a dissent.
So no, it wasn't you. Steve Niglio. So there was a decision not paid. So the ball had gone through, and then he's gone, how is that not a free kick? With his arms
That's worth another goal.
So that's dissent.
That's worth another
It's
goal.
dissent.
so we're 4 points up, kicked the goal at 10 points. So again, lucky to get away with that one. GWS weren't what they are now, or even towards the end of last year when we beat them, and we beat them with luck, I believe. And in round 4, we beat North Melbourne, who in 2022 finished last, and 2023 finished second last. We beat them by 23 points after trailing at halftime. Do you believe it? We trailed North Melbourne, the bottom side from the year before, only by a couple of points, but we trailed them at halftime, and North ended up having more shots at goal. You can see where I'm going here, right? I don't know why we make it so hard for ourselves. I don't know what it is. I don't know why we play terrible football, and it comes to a point in the season when we go, oh, okay, now it's time to flick the switch, right? I'm big on this flicking the switch thing, that it doesn't happen. You can't do it. Happened against Brisbane, which I was wrong about. I mean, but again, that's not going to happen all the time. But after round 4 last year, the rot set in. We only beat West Coast in the next 10 games, who finished dead last and were losing by 10 goals plus every week. So my point is, they need to be playing better. We need to be playing better. Some people will say, oh, you know, we made the preliminary final. Yeah, we did. We played great after the break last year, which was round 14 or 15. But we finished 5th. So, which meant we had to play preliminary final interstate against Brisbane. And we know what happened there. 5-goal head start, lost by 4 goals. We need to give ourselves the best chance to finish top 4 to give us a chance to win the flag. That's it. We don't want to travel in the finals. We want to stay at the MCG and play finals at the MCG and give us the best chance to win the premiership, because we had a chance last year. If we played Brisbane in Melbourne last year in the preliminary final, there's a good chance we win that one, and we play Collingwood, and, you know, we all know that Collingwood sort of slowed down towards the end of last year, and we probably could have beaten them, you know. So the bye, we've got a bye this week, round 2? We've already got a bye, which is absolutely ridiculous. Having said that, I think it's come at the best time for Carlton, because after the bye last year, we went on a rampage. So hopefully, Vossi takes the boys down to Ed Kernow's place in Sorrento, wherever it was, and has a little barbecue, exactly like they did last year. If it works for you, Vossi, do it again, mate. Takes them down there, have a chat. Okay, how do we fix this? Let's get better, blah, 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 blah. And we come out and we smash North Melbourne. That's what we need to see. We need to smash North Melbourne on Good Friday. We've had a couple of terrible ones. We need to smash North Melbourne. Not saying that they're bad. As a Blue supporter, we need to smash North Melbourne, or at least win comfortably. None of this struggle street, not having it. It can't work this year, boys. It just can't. We need to start playing good football. Like, how far can winning by under a goal? Our last 6 games, or 5 games, we've won by under a goal. That can't continue all year. It's not going to. It won't. It just won't. You know, it's very rare that it happens. I know Collingwood did it last year and the year before. And again, in the grand final, they won by 4 points or under a kick, right? Do you want to be in that position, Carlton? Like, you know, a free kick or whatever, something can go either way, and you lose a grand final or a final because of that? I don't. Someone called Carlton the cardiac blues, which I thought was brilliant. A great summation of Carlton, the way they're going. At the end of the day, if you win games, it's good. But I also think winning games the way we're playing isn't good. So which way do you lean? Glass half full, glass half empty? I don't know. I just think we've got too much talent to be struggling against mediocre sides. Or not mediocre sides, but sides that we shouldn't have problems with. But for some reason we do. You'll see that Carlton we never smash a side. I think the only side we smashed last year was Gold Coast at the MCG after the bye. Apart from that, we don't really, really smash anyone. And it's not about winning by 10 goals every week. It's just about the ease of it. Like, resting Cripps and resting Curnow if you're 9 goals up in the last quarter. Like, other sides do it. It's a smart thing to do. It's a long season. You got to play 30 weeks to win a premiership these days. So it's a long season. So, Carlton, let's just don't start in the third quarter. Start in the first quarter. 7 goals to 1. 12 goals to 4. Game's over. Start taking the foot off the pedal. Win the game by 5 goals. Arm's length. I'm happy with that. There you have it. Another episode of Carlton Club Corner in the books. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Love reading your comments. And I will promise to reply to all of you. Go Blues, and see you on the next one.